Okay, so on this one, I'm going to teach you how to do your own wheel menu with your own custom keybind. So we're going to actually go into client plugins because we need the wheel menu to function on the client side, so it sends data up like server side or something along those lines. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a new folder. Let's just call it my wheel menu. We're going to have a file here that we're going to import, which is going to be index.ts. So inside of imports.ts, we're going to import it. So we're going to do import dot slash my wheel menu and then index, and that'll automatically import it. And we can verify that by importing alt, import all as alt client, and we do alt log wheel menu is okay. So there's a few different things that we need to interact with. We need a keybind controller as well as the wheel menu import. And in order to uh, make the keybind work, but only when the player's logged in, we need to tap into our system events as well. So I'm going to show you how to do all of that. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to write a function, which is going to be find keys, okay? And then what we're going to do is create a server event. So on server, we're going to do system events, all capital. We're going to import that by going down to it, selecting it, pressing enter, hit dot, and we're going to do ticks start. Okay, and then we're going to do bind keys. So what this does is when the server starts and the character has been selected, this is an event you can tap into that will call this function once. Um, once we have called this function, we need to hook in a key to bring up that wheel menu. So we're going to do keybind controller, which is on the client side. We're going to do keybind controller dot, and we're going to go ahead and do register keybind. And then what we're going to do is the keybind is a object. So we're going to make an object and hit control space to see what's inside of it. And it's going to ask for a single press and a key. Long press means when you hold that down or that key down for a longer period of time, it'll trigger this event. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a key, and it's going to be a number. So it's going to be like a JavaScript number. So I'm going to go to keycode.info. I'm going to look up the letter H, which is 72. And then what I'm going to do is go ahead and do a single press. And a single press is a callback function. Okay. So what that means is it needs to call a function in order to do something. So what I'm going to do is make a function called open menu. And then we're going to make it call open menu. Open menu. Perfect. So let's go ahead and give this a test real quick. Ready to open menu. And let's just make sure that when I press H, it is triggering this in my console. Okay. Really simple concept, really easy to do. And once we get this figured out and test that this basic keybind works, we will then add our next step, which is creating the wheel menu. Okay, so I'm going to press H, check my console, ready to open the menu. Perfect. So let's go back to our code here, and we're going to go ahead and open that menu. So we need to import wheel menu, which is a client option here. We're going to do create, and it's going to ask you for the label in the center of the wheel menu. In this instance, if I do J here, it would be called animations. Okay, so if I do, I don't know, let's do hello world. And it's going to ask for options, which is an array. That's what these little brackets here mean. So you can add multiple options to your wheel menu here. So what I like to do is I will create something called options like this. And because I know what the type is, which is wheel item, I'm going to do colon wheel item. I'm going to make that an array. And we're going to go ahead and import the wheel item. All right, so we should have these two imports up here, wheel menu, wheel item. And now what I can do is I can push options into my array, okay? So when I make an object like this and I hit control space, it's going to ask me for a few things. It's like, hey, what's the name of this option? Let's just say, make it say hello. And let's say that the callback here, what it's going to do is it's going to call a local function here. So I'm just going to make it call itself like this. And I'm going to save so I can get some formatting here. Let's say that when I do say hello, that it plays an animation. So I'm going to do play animation. So I have source client systems animation. I'm going to import that, open my brackets here for the, or my function here. And I'm going to need a dictionary, a name, and some flags. So I'm going to go ahead and look up a quick wave animation. Give me one moment. Okay, so I went ahead and looked up some animations. So I'm actually going to grab this one, which is going to be random mugging 5. Grab this data here. This is going to be the name of the animation, and then the flags. So animation flags are like this bitwise function. You combine them to make like the character do different things. So if you do animation flags, and let's say that we make it repeat, and we also want it to, let's see, we can make it enable player control. And what's the other one I wanted to add? Upper body only. So you'll be able to move around while waving, so to speak. And then that's one option that we've added. So this is our first option. And then we could add another one. So we could do options push, and we can do like, I don't know, dance. And then this would let me play a dancing animation this time. So I can do like, let's see. Let's grab this and let's make that a dictionary. Title A. And let's make this one repeat, but let's also make it make it cancelable, I guess. Yeah, that should be fine. All right, so now we have two options. So we're going to append them to our wheel menu. So we can just take the variable name of options, put it into here like this. And do we want to set the mouse to center when this menu is open? I'm going to say yes on that. And then other than that, we have our wheel menu. So it's very, very simple. You can do a lot of things with this, like you can emit from client to server. But we're going to go in game, just test it real quick. Just make sure it's working as intended. So we're in game. I'm going to go ahead and hit H. Here is dance, and here's say hello. So if I do say hello, I'm now doing this weird wave thing. So I'm going to go ahead and clear that. So here's H, dance, and yeah, some weird fish dance thing. Right? So, you know, it's working the way it should be. So wheel menus are really, really powerful. You can do quite a bit with them. I highly recommend them for a majority of things that you need to do or anything, I don't know, that would be nested, because these menus can actually call and be nested into other menus, and you can create more and more menus that go deeper and deeper and deeper. An example of that would be the animation menu, where you have a menu of top level descriptions, and then you have individual animations like this. So yeah, wheel menus, super powerful, highly recommended. Give them a try.